Hey guys, welcome to my newest video for today. For today's video, I'm going to be doing something a little bit different, and that is I'm going to be talking about my spring favourites. This is more to do with my media favourites, so movies, TV shows, books, theatre, and just a place where I talk about the things that I've really loved over the past few months of September, October, November. So I'm going to get straight into it and starting off with the TV shows. So my favourite TV shows have been Agatha All Along, which I finished watching in November, but I've been loving throughout as it aired. So I basically watched it week to week, and yeah, it was a lot of fun and I loved everything about it, the characters. I've been obsessed with the Ballad of Witches Road. I've been playing that one quite a bit as well. But yes, I just loved everything about this show. Kathryn Hahn was fantastic as Agatha, and I loved Aubrey Plaza as Rio, and yeah, all the other witches, and it was the perfect witchy show for this time of year, so I have that one. And then I also finally sat down to watch One Piece in November. I did not expect it to love it as much as I did. This is the TV show, like the Netflix TV show, not the anime, because I would be very impressed if I watched all of that in November, to be honest. But I loved the characters. It was so much fun. It was like a magical pirate show, and it was everything I didn't know I needed in a show. And yeah, it was a ride, and I will definitely be checking out season 2, and I also hope to watch the anime at some point as well. I'm a little bit intimidated by the anime because it's like, I think over 1100 episodes or something like that. I know they're on hiatus, but there's a lot of episodes and it kind of scares me, but I do want more One Piece in my life, so we have that. And then the last bit of TV that I've been loving in spring of 24 is What We Do in the Shadows. It's the final season, and at the time I'm actually filming this, there's like 2 episodes left, and I'm going to be sad when the show is finished because I have loved every moment of it since the show first aired. And yeah, it's just been it's like been absurd and over the top, and I just love the humour and the characters, and I'm going to miss the show when it's over. In terms of movies that I've been loving, the first one I have is Wicked Part 1. Oh my word, I love this one so much. I wasn't expecting to, because I have history with Wicked as an IP, because basically I hated the book. I thought the stage show was just okay, and I went into the movie just thinking, please don't screw up Defying Gravity, because it's one of my all-time favourite musical theatre songs. And I was invested from start to finish, and by the time it got to Defying Gravity, I was basically like, no, this hasn't been like 2.5 hours. It was like the quickest 2.5 hours of my life, and it's like my favourite movie of the year so far, which I was not anticipating at all. But yes, it was fantastic. The cast was fantastic. The soundtrack was fantastic. I've been obsessed with the soundtrack as well. That's another thing I've been playing quite a lot. And it honestly wouldn't surprise me if it got quite a bit of love at the Oscars. I don't know if it would necessarily win. I haven't seen a lot of the other potential Oscar nominees, but I've been following predictions and things, but I'm not too sure like where it would rank overall. But it wouldn't surprise me if Ariana Grande, I think that's her name, wouldn't surprise me if she got nominated, because she was fantastic as Glinda, and I barely paid much attention to her as a performer before, but she was fantastic in this movie. So Wicked was amazing, and I can't wait for part 2. And then, randomly, I have The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. I had never seen this before, and I've been on a Disney animated classics kick lately. Like, I'm trying to watch all the Disney animated classics in order. And this was actually before I started that one, but I just went, oh, I'll watch this on Disney+. I loved it. I'd never seen anything Winnie the Pooh before, and Winnie the Pooh It's become like one of my favorite Disney characters. I just loved it so much. It was just so charming and heartwarming, and it was a great time, and I loved every minute of it. So yeah, the Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, fantastic. It's become one of my favorite Disney movies. And then the last movie I have to talk about is Paddington. Again, I'd never seen anything to do with Paddington before, but I saw the trailer for Paddington in Peru, and I thought, oh, that looks actually like a lot of fun. So I thought I'll go and watch the movies, because they were on Netflix here in Australia. So I thought I'll watch the first one. This was one of the most charming, adorable films I've ever seen. It was like a who's who of British like acting, and then you randomly have Nicole Kidman, who's Australian, as the villain. I thought that was actually quite hilarious. Randomly, Nicole Kidman and Peter Capaldi was an interesting pairing, I will admit. I was like, that kind of works. And then, yeah, it was just such a cute movie. I would definitely be checking out the second one, because I've heard so many great things about the second one. Hopefully I can watch that before January, in the next few weeks, but we'll see, because at the moment trying to watch all the Christmas movies. But yes, I loved Paddington, and yeah, and being a Doctor Who fan and a fan of ghosts and horrible histories, I loved Simon Farnaby's cameo in this one, and also that Peter Capaldi was in it. Like, having those two in it was just randomly, I thought was hilarious. And Simon Farnaby's cameo was hilarious. I always love it when he just pops up in the most random things. So the whole scene was great. And then I did manage to go to the theatre in over Spring 24. I went in October, and Mum and I went to see Sunset Boulevard, which I didn't really know anything about the musical. I've seen this movie version, well, like the original movie, but it's been many years since I've seen it. We saw it with Sarah Brightman, which was honestly something I never thought I would get to say I've done, like seen a musical with Sarah Brightman in it. But she was fantastic in this, and yeah, it's a very dark show. Because what was interesting about this was they actually had trigger warnings, like listed when you in the foyer before you went up to the auditorium, which I don't think I've ever seen a stage show do before, but I think it was definitely warranted, because it does cover some very dark topics and themes, and it would be very triggering if anyone had experienced these type of themes as well, because yeah, it's very dark. And but yeah, because I love the songs in Sunset Boulevard. Like, I was familiar with the music. Like, you have songs with One Look. You have the title song, Sunset Boulevard. I love that song. I also randomly love John Barrowman's version of it. I know he's kind of cancelled right now, but I do love his version of Sunset Boulevard. So that's very random, but there's that. And yeah, it was just a great experience as we watched, because we saw it at the Sydney Opera House. So I have seen shows at the Opera House before, but it's always good getting to go to the opera and watching a musical there. Ironically, I've never actually seen an opera there. I've just seen musicals. The only downside I would say was, I thought, I'm going to do this as cheap as possible with the tickets. I mean, don't get me wrong, they weren't the cheap tickets by any means, but I went, I'm going to just pay for these ones. They were right up the back, and there was a lot of stairs. I don't do stairs very well, so that was a time. So yeah, so next time I think I'm just going to fork out the money and go for like the stalls or something, because yeah, my knees aren't the best. And I was like, I don't know why I thought I could handle like the stairs again, because I was like, I've been there, I've gone up the stairs before. I was like, I must have just blocked it out and gone, yeah, I think next time I'm just going to pay extra money and for a seat down near the front. So but yeah, Sunset Boulevard, it was a great show. Going to Sydney, like getting to go to Sydney, I've always loved that. And yeah, I haven't been able to do that in recent months because I've like not had money, but now that, you know, starting to get a bit more money, I'm hoping to do the trips a bit more frequently next year. So, but yes, I love Sunset Boulevard. So, and then in terms of books that I've been loving, I started a reread of The Hunger Games in November because, as I mentioned in one of my videos, I want to do a reread of The Hunger Games in preparation for Sunrise on the Reaping, I think is the name of the new one. So yeah, that's sort of my plan, and it's like it's been really interesting going back and reading it because you forget just how dark the books actually are, and there's just so many moments that really wish they would have included in the movie. Like the Katniss and Peter interactions, like I really wish like they'd included those. So it's like it's interesting like reading like just some of the changes that they made from the books to the movie. So, but it's, yeah, I've been really enjoying it so far, like my reread, and I'm hoping that I can reread it by March, like finish reading by March, because I'm not the fastest reader that I used to be. So we'll see how I go. And then I've been really getting into the Shetland audio, like the Shetland books this year. I've been listening to them on audio. And my most recent one that I finished was I think it was the fourth one. I'm blanking on the title at the top, off the top of my head. But I did finish listening to the fourth one. And oh my word, that ripped my heart out because I wasn't expecting the ending. Because I went, oh yeah, this is fine. Because if you've seen the TV show, you'll know that it's a little bit different from the books, because the books take place like very early on in Fran and Jimmy's relationship. Cassie's only a baby, like, well, not a baby, but she's like 5 or 6 in the books, and whereas in the TV show she's a teenager and almost graduating high school, at least in the first season. And I can see why they made the changes that they did after the ending of that fourth book, because that was really unexpected. And I was on a bus on the way home, on the way home from Sydney, and I was on a bus and I'm trying not to start crying at this moment that happens in the books. And yeah, and because the annoying thing was I had like half an hour left, and I couldn't finish it in time because so I basically, as soon as I got home, I was listening to the end of that book because, yeah, it emotionally destroyed me. So, so that was like, yeah, wasn't expecting to be as invested as I did. And then the last one I've been enjoying randomly is Bridgerton. I've been listening to the first book in the Bridgerton series on audio, because this is, because I really want to get into the books, and I also want, because I want to spread out the Netflix show, because I know series 4 isn't coming until 2026, and I've watched season 1, love season 1, but I don't want to completely binge watch it because I kind of want to savor like season 2 and 3 and Queen Charlotte. So I've been listening to the books to kind of combat that. So probably once I finish the first book, I will go and watch season 2, because there's a lot of changes in the book, which I wasn't expecting. I mean, I knew they were different, but there's quite a few changes as well that I was like, oh, that's what they've changed from the TV show and things. So yeah, I'm actually up to, in the book, I'm up to where Anthony's challenged Simon for a duel. So I'm up to that part. So, yeah, so I'm probably halfway through the book, because I'm just sort of taking my time listening to it, because it's like an audio, so I like to take my time with them. But yeah, that's everything that I've loved media-wise in spring 2024. So thank you guys for watching, and until my next video, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!